Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims Info and Thoughts video. This time we're going to go over some more SimGuru Q&A regarding the upcoming For Rent expansion pack. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We'll start off with some tweets from SimGuru Nova. So she says, "Hello, multi-unit building is one of my features. Getting this level of freedom in the game for y'all has been a wild journey to say the least. But I'm so happy with where we've landed. The possibilities are endless." Little did I know that would end up becoming even more literal later, but we'll get to that. I'm so excited for the community's creations. When asked how many Sims can live in each house, Nova says up to 8 household members, Sims, cats, horses, etc. per unit, like any other household. That's good to know. I had a feeling it would still be like this, but yeah, we'll be able to fit a lot of Sims on each lot if we wanted to actually go with the full 6 units. Of course, you can also live in a multi-family lot without being a landlord, since it is possible to be a landlord from a different lot and own multiple lots at the same time, so that's pretty neat. I'm assuming there has to be a landlord that exists for these lots, but then I wonder if an NPC one will be automatically generated if you don't make any of your playable Sims them. I think there would be, but hopefully that's correct. When asked, can we make our homes a rental without having it like townhomes, like if my Sims can live in a house and have plenty of room in there, can we call up another Sim and say, hey, I have extra room available, want to rent it out? And Nova says a residential rental can be in basically any form you'd like it to be. Apartments, townhomes, duplex, in-law cottage, rented out basement, etc. Like they mentioned in the tweet, you could rent out multiple rooms in your house, designate which parts of your house are shared, etc. So that is a good reminder that you don't have to approach residential rental lots with the mindset that it has to be like a typical townhouse or apartment. You can just build a regular house and then have an extra room left over and rent that room to another Sim and make some extra money. Now here's a good question that I actually asked in my last video. Can we use every door in the game as a front door? Or are we bound to use certain apartment doors to make it work? Because that would limit options quite a bit. And Nova says, all doors welcome. Okay, that's a huge relief, because I just feel like with the typical way these Sims packs go is that you would need a special door that works as an apartment door, and then we'd only have like 2 or 3 variants, so then we'd have to rely on the modding and custom content community to provide us with more choices. But no, thankfully we can still use just any door we want that is currently in the game, and any that we happen to get in future packs. Nova also said, okay, last thing, and this I think is an important thing to share as soon as possible. Feel free to start pre-building. Converting to a residential rental is easy peasy. But, of course, leave space for the new marble rings and hopscotch courses and slow cookers and communal mailboxes and all that. That's a little reassuring, even though I need to see this in action still. But there are a few lots that I would like to convert into residential rentals that I've had in my game for years now, like that apartment building that I used for my Spa Day miniseries way back when that game pack first released. We didn't even have city living back then. I was just hoping that a city-based expansion pack with functional apartments and being able to make this into one was around the corner. Well, we didn't get that with city living exactly, but now, years later, we're getting this with For Rent, so that's gonna be cool. I even have this Sim right here, Ronan, who's the quote-unquote landlord, but then I'll actually be able to make him one, so that's pretty neat as well. Also, I just love that he has this very posh look and grabbed an orange juice of all things out of the fridge. Another great example is the infamous 50x40 lot in Del Sol Valley from Get Famous that also was used in the official teaser from yesterday for that 5-unit residential rental. And I love the house that I downloaded from the gallery for this and the Sims that I've moved in. Probably one of my favorite households to play with in my entire save, which is saying a lot with how many Sims I have. But anyways, lots of space there where that pond is. So even though I'm not much of a builder, maybe eventually I'll just try to build a little rental house in that corner, so then Chase and Arlene here can make some extra money. So it's like I was just saying earlier on about like, oh, like I don't have to approach residential rentals with the mindset of it having to be like a townhouse or apartment or trailer park. It can literally just be an extra like few rooms, and there you go. One last example, because I know some of you want to make a trailer park. If you want to convert an existing one, I highly recommend the Hawthorne Trailer Park by Silros. I've had this one in my save for years, and it's quite fun to play with already, because I have Johnny Zest still living on that lot, but then I have some of my own Sims also living in the trailers. One of them being Lyric, who you often see playing the violin in the outro at the end of my videos. Even though this household is okay to play with since I don't have too many Sims here, it would be interesting to still try and update into a residential rental and see if I prefer it that way. Now, here is a big one. SimGuru Ninja randomly tweeted at almost 9 p.m. 6? Yes. I mean, unless you're using the cheat, so whoa. Okay, so he's referring to the speculation about the limit of how many households we can have on a single residential rental lot. So, oh my gosh, like, SimGuru Nova was not kidding. I suppose the reason why they did not tease the ability to have an unlimited amount of units on these lots at the end of this video is because that's locked behind a cheat, so therefore it's not part of the normal, I guess you could say, gameplay. So, wow. That is cool that at least if you do have a really high-end computer and you can handle having so many different units on this just one space, then you can go ahead and do that. I mean, I was fine with 6 because really, I don't know how many more I would need, but that is cool that the possibility is there. It's just funny to think that this is the same game where they're saying, hey, we're not going to give you bigger worlds anymore like Windenburg because we want to optimize for performance, yet they are letting us go wild with residential rental lots. But I guess the reason that they can get away with it in this case is because, in all likelihood, it is going to work like that one part in the announced trailer where they have the sim breaking into the apartment and then it fades out to another one, so then you would only see one apartment fully at a time. So at least there is still something to help out with performance, especially for lower end computers, but without the compromise of taking so much customization away from all players. I've seen some interesting builds before on the gallery where they're usually built on 64 by 64 lots so that they can fit multiple separate houses into the one space, but then not have to deal with the loading screens for your neighbors. But those lots can be quite taxing on your computer. Plus, then, at least if you don't have mods installed, you're still stuck with the 8 sim limit. But then theoretically, with for rent, then you could have like full-on families of just many Sims in each of those houses on that same lot and not have to worry about having only up to 8 Sims in total. Last thing I want to go over is a few more tweets from SimGuru Connor about the new cringe trait. He tweeted this GIF saying cringe Sims share a very special kinship with other cringe Sims, with the 4 Sims dabbing together. Oh god. Yeah, that's a thing that can happen. I guess then this is an interaction you can do on command where you would just click on the sim and dab. Or if you're in a group with other cringe Sims, then there'd be like a dab together option. When asked, please tell me the rest of my Sims won't anonymously start dabbing, and Connor says, Only if they have cringe in their heart. Okay, thank goodness. It sounds like it is actually limited to that trait, which is good. I mean, if you want to start a cringe apocalypse, just give all the Sims that are going to be affected with that trait. You can still do it. But I'm calling it now. This is going to happen anyways when this pack is first released. That just every sim will autonomously start dabbing regardless of what traits they have. And then it'll be fixed a couple of months later. But then when asked if Sims with the cringe trait do things besides dabbing, Connor says, oh yes, there is something far worse they can do in public. That scares me a little. I don't know if I want to imagine what that could be. I mean, if my Sims just start randomly flossing out in public, I think that's where I draw the line. I'm never going to open my game again. No, not really, but maybe I just have to mod that out. But I'm definitely looking forward to learning more about what these 5 new traits are going to do. One thing I hadn't really considered much before today is, what is the generous trait going to be about? Because we already have the good trait. That's been there since the game first came out. So what's going to make it stand out? What's going to make the generous trait unique? And that wraps up another Sims Info and Thoughts video, so feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How many Sims are you going to try and cram into a residential rental lot with that unlimited cheat turned on? And be sure to subscribe if you like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later and have a great day. Thanks for watching.